Well, the worries about Spain and its bonds settled down a bit today, mainly I think because the European members of the G20 meeting in Mexico made a commitment to drive down the cost of borrowing for all Eurozone members. How they might do that is unclear, but all such roads are paved with communiques, although G20 roads are sometimes dead ends. Anyway, Greek and Italian shares bounced, the rest of Europe saw solid gains, Wall Street went up 1% and so did Japan, while the Chinese market went backwards again. As things settle down in Europe, at least for the time being, attention is swinging towards the United States and how it will handle its own austerity programs. As this chart suggests, that's not a question of if, but when. US public debt is not only much higher than the level across the Eurozone, according to IMF projections, the gap between them is going to widen in the years ahead, unless something changes. Europe is rent by austerity and the US won't be far behind. But the starting point is not great. This chart shows monthly change in payrolls, which are currently in the middle of the third soft patch since the Great Recession of 08-09. The Australian market went up 0.2%, which was a fair bit less than European and US stocks. The problem is that while the blue chips all did pretty well, with solid gains by banks and resources stocks, the small and medium stocks generally went backwards. The Small Ordinaries Index lost 0.2% and the Mid-Cap 50 Index dropped 1/3%. The dollar is now trading at 101.9 US cents, having touched 102 briefly in the early hours of this morning. And that's finance.